pre-registry site. Late morning, continuing. We used the rope from Hannah's pack, the one she's carried since we started making site visits that required more than walking in through an unlocked door. 40 meters, good condition. She tied one end to a stone upright at the edge of the excavation, the largest piece of remaining wall, tested it twice. I went down. The shaft is narrower than it looked from above, wide enough for one person moving carefully, stone walls close on both sides. The cut is clean. Not recent work. The edges are worn smooth in the way that takes a very long time, the kind of smoothing that comes from repeated contact over decades or longer. This opening has been used before, many times possibly. The descent is about 4 meters. I'm recording as I go. The device is in my chest pocket. I can feel it against my ribs. Interval so short now it reads as continuous pressure rather than separate pulses. At the bottom, a floor. Flat stone, roughly fitted. The chamber opens slightly wider than the shaft, not by much, maybe a meter on each side. Enough to stand, enough to move a few steps in any direction. The ceiling is low. I have to duck slightly at the center. The walls are rough cut, not finished the way the archive nodes are finished, not dressed stone, not constructed to a standard. This is older work, earlier work. The kind of cutting done by someone who needed a space and made one, not someone building to a system's specifications. No crescent marks, no step numbers, no brass fittings, no catalog slots. I called up to Hannah, told her what I was seeing. She asked about the reflected light, what we'd seen from above. I turned. On the far wall, at roughly waist height, a shelf. A single stone ledge projecting from the wall, about 60 centimeters wide, 30 deep. And on it, sitting in the center of the shelf as though it had been placed there deliberately and left, a pocket watch. Tarnished silver, cracked glass face, running. I could see the second hand moving from where I stood, 2 meters away. The watch is running in a chamber that has no light source, no apparent access until we cleared the shaft, and has been sealed, or close to sealed, for an unknown period of time. I crossed to it. I stood in front of the shelf. I looked at the watch without touching it for probably a full minute, maybe longer, while I recorded what I was seeing. Then I picked it up. The moment my hand closed around it, both of my other pockets registered the change before I consciously processed it. A stillness, an absence of something that had been continuously present. I set the watch down again, checked my chest pocket. The device stopped, not at a fast interval, not cycling, stopped entirely, the way it's never stopped before, not even at the rook threshold, not even at the origin site. Stopped. I took out my own watch, number 2, and held it up. Still, the second hand was not moving. I called up to Hannah. I told her to check hers. A pause. Then, it stopped. I picked up the watch from the shelf again and opened the case. Interior engraving. Crescent mark, same clean lines, same style as mine and Hannah's. And below it, in the same hand, the number 1. I held it for a while. The device remained stopped. My watch remained stopped. From above, Hannah confirmed hers had not restarted. 3 watches, 3 registered listeners, and something in the system shifted the moment all 3 were in contact simultaneously, or in whatever configuration this counts as simultaneous. I set watch number 1 back on the shelf and took out the device again. After about 30 seconds it restarted, cycling at a slow interval, slower than its baseline, like it was recalibrating. When I pocketed my own watch, it restarted too. Hannah confirmed the same above. I don't know what that means yet. I'm recording it because I don't want to lose the sequence before I've had time to think about it. There is a second shelf. I almost missed it. It's lower than the first, set into the wall at about knee height, partially in shadow. The same construction as the upper shelf. Same rough-cut stone ledge. Empty. I crouched in front of it and looked more carefully. Not unused. The stone surface of the shelf is worn in a specific pattern, a rectangular depression. The center of the ledge smoothed significantly more than the edges, the kind of wear that comes from a flat-bottomed object sitting in one place for a very long time. Something was here. Something with weight and a flat base, resting in exactly the same position for long enough to leave a record in the stone. Recently removed. The wear pattern is old, but the absence is recent. The surrounding dust is disturbed, the edge of the depression sharp where something was lifted away rather than gradually displaced. Someone was in this chamber. After the excavation was cleared, they came down, they found two objects on two shelves, and they took one and left the other. They left watch number 1. They took whatever was on the lower shelf. I examined the back of the lower shelf, the space between the depression and the wall. Pressing into the thin layer of dust at the very back, preserved because nothing disturbed it when the object was removed. A partial handprint. Palm and 3 fingers, the 4th and 5th cut off by the wall edge. Small, notably small, smaller than mine, smaller than what I'd expect from most adults. Left hand, based on the orientation. I held my own hand over it without touching. It doesn't match. My hand is larger. The proportions are different. I called up to Hannah, asked her to come down. She descended carefully, let me steady her at the bottom. I showed her the shelf, the wear pattern, the handprint. She crouched beside me and held her own hand over it. She looked at it for a moment. She said, "It's not mine either." I looked at the handprint, at the empty shelf, at watch number 1 still sitting on the upper ledge behind us. Someone else has been in this chamber. Someone who knew what they were looking for, found both objects and made a choice about which one to take. I don't know whose hand that is. The device in my chest pocket restarted fully, back to its recalibrated rhythm, slower than before, steady. From somewhere below the stone floor, the pulse continued.